Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Emergency Management Associates. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. This isn't somewhat of an unusual broadcast this evening because we normally do not come on the air on Saturdays unless there's really something going on. And there's nothing really happening that would have said, Ron, go on the air. I'm not here for that reason. I am here for two different reasons. Number one, there's a huge controversy right now with TikTok. TikTok was a social media instrument that the Chinese developed that got the whole world involved. TikTok is a worldwide social media link. And as a result, people from all across the world are using it. And the Chinese have been using it to get vital personal information from the people that are using it. They're spying not just on America, but the entire world. With that said, yes, I have been on TikTok. I have my own channel on TikTok. I want to make a statement right now in regards to TikTok. Congress last year made a law, put together a law banning TikTok from the United States of America. That day is ending tomorrow when the law is supposed to go into effect banning TikTok from the United States. However, the Supreme Court also, just over a month ago, ruled that the TikTok ban by the United States government is valid. The law is valid. However, President.Trump's son, Barron, talked to his dad during the campaign and said, Dad, we're missing the beat. We need to talk to the kids of TikTok. We need to talk to the young Americans that use TikTok. And Trump got about 30% of them to vote for him. For the first time in history, a United States president during a presidential election got people from TikTok to get to notice him. And he got 30% of his vote from young Americans because of TikTok. Now, it's not just that. Several people have been eyeing to buy TikTok for the past several months. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank is the lead buyer right now for TikTok. Now, President Trump can order now TikTok to remain active, but remain active until a buyer solidifies plans for the purchase of the internet social media link. Okay? For those of you that are hell-bent on saying it's going to get buried, folks, I've seen YouTube videos, I've seen memes all over Facebook and all over the internet with people showing people in cemeteries with the headstones saying TikTok. I'm telling you right now, that is to be short-lived. Okay? TikTok is not going away. TikTok is not going away anytime soon. President Trump has 90 days to solidify the purchase of TikTok. As a result, TikTok is going to go on for at least another 90 days, if not longer. Okay, I just want to put that out there. For those of you that are saying TikTok's going away, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Okay? I want to make that perfectly clear. I'm tired of people yelling at me on other social media platforms and even sending me emails saying, Ron, TikTok's gone away. Your beloved TikTok's gone away. TikTok is not my beloved. Number one, I love my wife. She is my beloved. So you folks have been yelling and screaming at me saying, my beloved's going away. You're wrong. My wife is here. TikTok is going to remain. Okay? Yes, people have been worried about TikTok and having Chinese spy on us. Chinese have been spying on us for years now because that stupid idiot in office, Joseph Robinette Biden, has let them do it. Joseph Robinette Biden has allowed balloons made by the Chinese to fly over American targets. American Air Force, Army, Marine Corps bases, Coast Guard bases, Army bases, Navy bases, and Space Force bases. Biden allowed it to happen. The Chinese know more about us than anything else. I promise you that. Russia knows more about us than anybody else. That's why Biden has let them do that. Biden is enemy himself. Okay? He is. But he's going to go away starting 12 noon Monday. Biden's no longer going to be in effect of anything close to being an enemy of America. Biden will be an enemy of America until he dies. And I don't think that's far away. I don't think Biden has much longer to be alive. Not that anybody's going to take him out, because that's not going to happen. But Biden is so far gone mentally, it's not even funny. Okay? Now, beyond that, I didn't mean to be yelling and screaming. I didn't mean to be ragging on Biden or anybody else. But TikTok is not going away. Robert Lazar says they paid him well. You're absolutely right. Because Biden has sent billions of dollars over to Ukraine. Billions and trillions of dollars have gone over to Ukraine. And Ukraine has laundered that money back to the Biden crime family. Okay? That's true. But Biden's going away. Now, those of you that have watched the internet, watched YouTube, and various other media sources that have said that Michelle Biden is not going to attend the inauguration. Michelle Biden hates Trump. Barack Obama hates Trump as well. Now, you guys may have seen Trump talking to Obama at Jimmy Carter's funeral. Biden seemed amused. Or not Biden, but Barack Obama seemed amused. Guys, it's unreal. It's unreal. I do not think Barack Obama likes President Trump at all. Biden and Obama have been in cohorts together against Trump. They've gone after Trump. Okay? Even though Trump seemed amused at Jimmy Carter's funeral, I think that's as far as it goes. But Barack Obama, of course, right now is slated to attend President Trump's inauguration in Washington, D.C. Biden is supposed to be there with his wife, and Kamala Harris is supposed to be there with her husband. However, I want this to make you know what's actually going on behind the scenes. Kamala Harris has refused to acknowledge J.D. Vance and his wife. She's refused to show the Naval Observatory house that the Vice President occupies to the Vances. Now, that's entirely wrong. Every Vice President that's ever been in office has been willing to show the Naval Observatory house to their successors. But Harris isn't doing that. Harris wants no part of it. And that's fine. Harris can be a grumpy old Gus. Harris can be the witch of the East, but it goes to show where her values are. Kamala Harris is an idiot. She's a plain idiot, okay? Enough said. Now, Kathy Payne says, I thought I might find out more information about Mauna Loa. I've had enough about President Obama is Muslim or Islamic. I'm not saying anything about Obama being Muslim or Islamic. I don't frickin' care at this point. He's already served his 8 years, and actually 12 years with Biden. I don't care if I ever see Obama's face again. Okay? No, Mauna Loa is not moving. Mauna Loa is not erupting on Hawaii. Mauna Loa, though, is stirring. Mauna Loa volcano is stirring. I'm going to tell you that right off. Kilauea is still erupting. Kilauea is probably going to erupt for another few days. And then the eruption will die off, as it has in the past. Now, over in the East Rip Zone of Hawaii, we've had a few earthquakes, and that's all. Scientists do not believe that the earthquakes in the East Rip Zone acknowledge that the East Rip Zone is going to erupt like it did 5 years ago. They don't think that's going to happen. But right now there are some earthquakes, some 1.5, 1.7, 2.5, 2.7, and even a 3.2 earthquake in the East Rip Zone in the past week or so. That's a fact. We're watching what's happening in Hawaii, and if anything does happen, we'll be on the air to tell you about it. Now, something else I want to tell you about right now. Two things. Number one, tomorrow between 12 and 12:30, we will be back on the air with our Come Follow Me Sunday School class. We'll be back on the air with our Come Follow Me Sunday School class between 12 and 12:30 Eastern Time tomorrow. On Monday, we will begin our broadcast we'll be covering the inauguration of President Trump starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. I mean Monday. 11 a.m. Monday. We'll be starting our broadcast of President Trump's inauguration. However, right now, there is the Hispanic National Ball going on right now. The Hispanic inaugural ball is going on right now. It's the official ball with the inauguration. There are many balls that will happen during the next few days in Washington, D.C., honoring President Trump. The inauguration is going to have many balls. When I was a young Republican back in the day, back in 1984, when President Trump was, or not President Trump, when President Reagan had been reelected, I was invited to the inaugural ball of the Young Republicans. Now, what happened then is happening again in Washington, D.C. But the difference is, back in 1984, actually January 1985, they had heavy snow and freezing below zero temperatures. No, the temperatures have not yet gotten below zero. However, it's going to be very cold in Washington, D.C. The inauguration has already moved indoors inside the United States Capitol building, in the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol. That's where the inauguration is going to be held. Now, there's two things going on with that. Number one, I believe President Trump's safety was called into question, and that's why they moved the inauguration inside. Number two, President Trump has acknowledged that he's moved the inauguration ceremony, the prayers, the inauguration itself, and speeches inside the Capitol building because of the cold, the extreme cold. Yes, the high on Monday is supposed to be 9 degrees above zero Fahrenheit. Very, very cold. Now, this can in and of itself be said about the cold being too cold for people to be out, and President Trump doesn't want people to be exposed to the cold. That's true. Okay? When this is the inaugurations have happened even 4 years ago, it was very, very cold. EMS treated 224 people for frostbite and hypothermia. President Trump, I believe, is doing the right thing by pulling the inauguration indoors, but I also believe that he was told that the Secret Service and the United States military cannot adequately protect him with such a huge venue. I've been worried about that myself, but I wanted to tell you what is going on myself because I do think you deserve to know what's going on. Now, on Monday, we will be broadcasting the inauguration here, like I said, at 11 a.m. Monday morning with the pre-inauguration ceremonies here. We're going to simulcast with the Right Side Broadcasting Network, just as you see here today. Okay? They're covering the official Hispanic inaugural ball and other things that are happening between now and Monday. And then they're going to be simulcasting with me the inauguration of President Trump, the 47th President of the United States. Okay? Now, does anybody have any questions about anything I've talked about? I want to make sure all of your questions are answered. I think everybody deserves to have answers here. Does anybody have any questions? Joyce Rod is asking, how about the rally tomorrow? From what I'm hearing, there's going to be a rally tomorrow. However, I will not be covering it. I will, however, be covering the inauguration of the president and also his appearance at the new Capitol Stadium in Washington. He will be going over to that sports arena, the new Capitol Sports Arena in Washington, D.C. that holds about 20,000 people. He'll be going over there and making an inauguration speech there, talking to the people, letting people know what's going on. And I will be covering that as well. Okay? But as for having the inauguration outside, it's not going to happen. Catherine Sigerson said she heard the aliens are coming. That's the other issue. I believe those spacecraft, those flying saucers, if you will, are not what you think. And I think President Trump is going to be talking about that as well. Okay? I'm not going to make any more comments about the flying saucers because I think I've addressed that before. Yes, I know we have flying saucers still flying all over the East Coast, all around our military bases as well. As President Trump said weeks ago, he would have had the military shoot them down. President Trump said Biden and the military know exactly where those UFOs have come from. Inside a garage or wherever they're coming from, the military and Biden knows. And I believe that President Trump will be making a speech about that as well. Also, there have been people that are concerned about the January 6th prisoners that Biden had locked up way back 4 years ago. They have spent 4 years in prison. They spent 4 years in a dirty solitary confinement prison where they should never have been. Even a little old lady that showed up at the Capitol was thrown in prison by Biden. She did nothing wrong. There was no insurrection. There was no violence at all. The only violence happened when police officers shot and killed the woman from San Diego. And one other time where a Capitol police officer hurt somebody else. That was the only violence. That was the only violence. Trump did not do anything, and the January 6th protesters didn't do anything either. Yes, they entered the Capitol. The Capitol police officer shot and killed that woman coming through the window of the Capitol. Yes, the man who broke the window should have probably gone to jail. I don't know whether that's one of the people that went to jail or not. Yes, he broke into the Capitol building. He broke the window. The woman behind him didn't do anything wrong, except enter through that window. The police officer that shot and killed her should have been prosecuted for what he did. Okay? I'm going to say that straightforward. He should have gone to jail before now. He still should be prosecuted for killing somebody illegally. What do I mean by illegally? She was not posing any danger to herself or anybody else. And yet that officer brandished his firearm and shot and killed her. He should be arrested for doing that. Yes, she came illegally into the Capitol, but that was no reason to shoot and kill her. None of the other people were shot, injured, or killed. But that woman was. And I believe that Capitol police officer should be held liable for what he's done. Period. Okay? But I believe tomorrow or on Monday, President Trump will address that, and I have a feeling that most of the people that were involved with that will be released from prison. Okay? Any questions? Joe Shinpaw is here from Arkansas. Thank you. Yes, Ashley Abbott. Ashley Abbott. It's unreal. It's unreal. She just recently been married right before she was killed. And that should never have happened. That should never have happened. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to answer those questions. TikTok is not going to go away. I attended the Republican ball. I did not attend a Republican ball after President Reagan was inaugurated because it was too cold. The airports were shut down in Washington, D.C. However, this time, President Trump has called for the inauguration to be performed inside the United States Capitol Rotunda. And he has that obligation to do that. He has the authority to do that. He's the president-elect. He can decide where he wants that inauguration to take place. Now, earlier this morning, and I'm not early this morning on the East Coast. It was 1 p.m. this afternoon when President Trump had got on Air Force Two, which was made available to him by the Biden administration, got on board Air Force Two with Melania and flew to Washington, D.C. for the ceremonies and such happening in Washington, D.C. this weekend. So anyway, that's what he did. He's already in Washington, D.C. now. Yes, Charlene said Ashley Abbott was unarmed, not a danger to the public or herself, and snuffed her life out. Again, that Washington Capitol police officer should be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. You cannot fire a weapon at anybody unless your life or the life of somebody else is in danger. That's law. He broke the law, he violated his oath of office, and he should be jailed for it. Ashley Babbitt, yes, not Abbott, Ashley Babbitt, you're right. Thanks, Ashley, I appreciate it. Unreal. Anyway, guys, like I said, I will be broadcasting starting 11 a.m. on Monday with the inauguration of President Trump. And I will be on the air through the President Trump's appearance at the Capitol Arena in Washington, D.C. Okay? Tomorrow I will be on the air at 12:30 noon, here Eastern Time with Come Follow Me, the Savior Said, our weekly Sunday School broadcast. Okay, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you for your attendance here. Please share this information with everybody you know. I believe everybody deserves to know what's going on. Again, what you're watching here in the offset here is video from the Right Side Broadcasting Network of the Hispanic Inauguration Ball happening in Washington, D.C. right now. And usually when a president-elect or the president is in Washington, D.C. for one of these events, he and his wife attend them. Now, I don't know whether he's going to be at this ball today, but he's probably in the area. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I appreciate you all being here. May God bless you. May God bless America, and I hope you have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon for Come Follow Me, the Savior Said. I appreciate you all. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side. Have a good night, everybody. Much love. See you soon.